Welcome back to Big's Golf Talk right here on Native Family Radio, iHeartRadio, Spotify, all your Amazon devices, including Amazon Music, and BGT TV on YouTube. Big John Quick, along with the Golffather, Bill Cuevas, kicking off with our number 2 here on Big's Golf Talk. And this segment is sponsored by golfknickers.com. They are the world's leading golf retailer of classic golf apparel. They specialize in their plus fours, golf knickers as we know it. And they have knickers for the men's, ladies, and women's. Check them out at golfknickers.com. They are the world's leader in traditional golf apparel. And if you use it right now, promo code BIGGS for a discount at checkout, you get a nice little discount when you buy golf knickers. Once again, golf knickers for the ladies, men's, and children. The whole family can look good and play the game the way it was meant to be played in golf knickers. Bill the Golffather Cuevas, here we are in our number 2, brother. And I got to tell you, man, I am looking forward to our next interview here on Big's Golf Talk. And, I've been following him for a short time, and the inspiration that he shows, the passion that he shows, I'm not too sure what to call him. I got so many things: golf aficionado, golf expert, inspiration. There's so many things that Billy Bogey could be to one person, and he inspires you to play better when you are on his social media and you see what he puts up.
Well, I'm blessed to call him family.
Because you've known him actually a lot longer than me.
Yeah. Our bromance started back in Twitter, maybe, 8, 9, 10 years ago. He had Golf Kids. So he's always done something to help promote golf and bring golf to the forefront, and he does unique things with it, from the Hickory side of it, playing and doing the tournaments in the past. He'll share stuff with us, but he's just so genuine. You can see the genuine in him, and no matter what he posts, it's always positive. It's never negative, and those are the type of people that we need more of. He uses social media for good and to grow the game of golf, regardless of what he's doing. He has a lot of new stuff that's coming that I fell in love with, and it's about time. I finally had a conversation with him not long ago, years in the making, and I'm sure our futures are going to be bright. We're going to go out to his home state of Washington and hook up with him and play some golf out there, I'm sure, in the very near future. So let's get him on. He has a lot of information. I want to grill him on.
To the West Coast right now. Let's bring the man in all the way from the tip of the United States, from Washington, Seattle, Washington, if you will. Billy Bogey joining us here on BGT TV and Big's Golf Talk. Billy Bogey, welcome back to Big's Golf Talk.
Look at that smile. Now I can say, look at that smile.
You guys, the love, man. Yeah. Welcome to Southern Alaska, as I like to call us.
Yeah, Southern Alaska. That's perfect. My eldest lives out there. She's been out there for a couple of years. She just moved even more north of you, up to the Squim area and stuff like that. Yeah. So our paths will cross this time when now I know where you're at. And Biggs he's close. We're a short plane ride to you from
puddle jumper away from you. Just
we got to get there. You know what I mean? I would enjoy to tee it up with you and beat you up a little bit, just harass you. You know what I mean? Pick your brain. I want to do all that stuff.
And by the way, just for the record out there, if there's anybody out there that wants to sponsor us here on BGT TV and give us a Lear jet as a donation, we love that.
I had no idea that was coming.
That jet, somebody come out.
Well, he does think big with 2 G's.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So when I want to do things, I want to do it big, and there's a reason why there's an extra G on Big John. So
love it. I mean, if, the Raptors can help Drake get a plane, why not Big John and Big's talk?
Yeah, see that?
So Billy Bogey, one of the things I want to ask you is, how long have you been golfing? And what got you into golf?
Oh, I'll tell you. Well, first, thanks for having me, fellas. I really appreciate this. I really appreciate the time and the platforms you have. I truly appreciate being on. And honestly, thank you for having me. And Bill, again, like you said, we've been in touch for a long time, and this is the first time we got to do this. And Big John, like I said, we're just kind of connecting, and I'm looking forward to what the future just will present to us. So I think sky's the limit. And again, thank you so much for having me, fellas. I really appreciate it.
We appreciate you.
We're honored.
Yes. So now answer the question. I know you and your maneuvers to get away. Don't make me ask the hard questions. Don't make me do it.
Why are you always trying to put me, in kind of the virtual headlock? Now you're really trying to get me in a headlock.
Hey, this is all new for us, so we have to go. We have to captivate the audience. Whatever, we gotta. I'm ready to whip out the hot lights.
Sunglasses on you. I can take them off screen if you want me to, Billy.
We may have to do that. We may have to put them in the penalty box, Big John. Who's in charge of human resources over there? You guys.
Yeah, I used to be, but apparently I got demoted.
Instead of putting him back in the green room, I could put him in a black room. I mean, it's
Yeah, it's like he's had a concussion. Something's going on over there, right?
Exactly.
Head bump, something.
Oh man, now I have a concussion.
Well, you are from the Bronx, so natural.
That's it. It's a natural concussion. Okay, all right. You answer Big John's question, then I got a question.
Oh man, so I'll go back. So 2020 was my 20-year anniversary of being introduced to the game. So 20 years for me last year. And the way it all started for me was I was a big basketball player. Loved to play hoop. I mean, nonstop. If I didn't play, 3-4 times a week, 5 to 6 games at a time, I didn't get a good run in. So hoop was my passion. But one Sunday, my buddies just showed up at the door, knocked and said, "You're going to play golf with us." I'm like, "Okay."
Billy, yeah.
That's what happened.
All right, let's go. We went to a local public course. Pacific Lutheran Golf Course here in Washington. PLU is a private college. They have a 9-hole golf course that was built, I want to say, pre-1935. So it was a Hickory era type of golf course, older golf course, 9-hole golf course. My buddies took me out there, and they introduced me the right way. They gave me a 3-iron and an exploding golf ball.
Oh yeah,
that's buddies for you. That's they're friends. Yeah,
that's it. So that's how it started. But I'm convinced to this day they brought me out there to embarrass me, just to make fun of me. That's
and look at you now,
do, right?
Yeah, you see, look at you now. You're still standing, and you're doing an amazing job.
Yeah, you are.
Well, they stopped calling me after a year because I got as good as them, and they stopped calling.
You see that? Isn't that funny? And it happens in life, period. When people introduce you to something because they need that new beat up person, and then all of a sudden you start beating up on them. They don't want to play with you no more.
They don't want to play with you anymore.
Nope. We're like, nah, you took the fun out of it. Beating you was the fun part. Now you beating them, you take that. Nah, we don't want to do that.
You mentioned the very first golf course that you ever were at, and I think each of us remembered that golf course. Remember the very first golf course we stepped on to take up the game, and for me it was St. Andrews in West Chicago, Illinois. And Bill, I know for you had a similar situation. Golffather had a similar situation happen to him where somebody came, a neighbor.
He harassed me.
Yeah,
it wasn't like
do you remember the first golf course that you went to?
Temple Terrace. It still exists. It's a 9-hole golf course. Yeah. It's 9 holes, and that's where I learned how to golf. And I had a practice.
They put me on an 18-hole course right away.
Yeah, they put me on. They put me on the range first, and I was just pounding ball. I went home with blisters.
Wow.
I had blisters on my hand because I didn't know. I'm a baseball player, so I was swinging like I was going for grand slams every time. Yeah. And the further that ball went, the tighter I squeezed and the tighter I would do it. And then I would say, I think it's like 2 days later, I had a full set. I had John Daly's. I went to BJ's and I bought a set. I didn't know about custom fitting. I just went and bought myself a set. That's all I did.
What's this? What? Hold on. What? Oh, really? Well, we have a fun fact for the Golffather Bill Cuevas. He happened to hit the golf ball more than he hit baseballs.
For the record, the Godfather was a very good baseball player. He played very well, and I actually got to play with Bobby Bonilla from the Mets. Mitchell Page from the A's. I played very, very well, and I officially struck out Mitchell Page several times
I would have
during
to
a
call Bobby up
championship game.
because I umpired him, so I had to call him up and see if
You can call him all you want. You just let him know state championship game. City championships. We went to the state. I was part of it. The only freshman in it. I did awesome. So you can say all you want. Billy had game. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, we got it. We got
All
it.
right.
So Dimple Terrace, that's in Florida, right?
Yes.
So that they play a great Hickory event there annually, or they I think a guy, Mike Stevens, runs a great Hickory event down there. So you started off on a great golf course, Temple.
Yeah, that's where I played. That's where I started off at, and I can see the Hickory playing in in that area. It would be perfect. It's a perfect. It's not a really long course, but when with the Hickory, what was the name? We played in Mackinac Island. What was the name?
Wawashikamo.
Wawashkamo. Which is what it's
Wawa,
like
they call it.
Wawa.
Right on the island. It's the oldest golf course in the state of Michigan.
And when we were playing there, they have a Hickory tournament every year, and I'm like, oh my God, we gotta get Bogey.
And they have Hickory sticks to rent when you want to play golf.
You can rent Hickory, a full set of Hickory out there. And I was thinking about you and Mr. Lawrence over there. I was like, we gotta get these guys here. That'll be our team. That'll be our foursome right there.
We'd be a killer foursome. That'd be great. That's awesome.
It'd be awesome. So and I think he said they have like 56 teams that actually participate. They travel from everywhere to get to this event. And you guys were the ones that I was telling Biggs, Bogey, this is a great place for Billy, Bogey, and Mitch. You got to get them out there. They love these kind of things, and that's all you ever see. So I was like, yeah, it'd be perfect.
So the Godfather brings up the fact that you love Hickory. At what point through your golfing career did you discover playing with Hickory, and what made you love playing with Hickory sticks?
Oh, so 2013 is when I fell in love with Hickory Golf. In 2013, I had the great fortunate opportunity of bringing a few of my friends together and formed a golf club. And early 13, my guys were playing all over the place. And if you're just with one group on a Saturday, you have to turn down other groups. Hey, I can't play already. I'm already playing. I'm already committed. And we didn't have room. So I said, enough of this. Let's just create a place where we all can play and come together. So I just started a club, and we started playing tournaments once a month and got together in between that and just enjoyed doing camaraderie and just playing. And we set up something along the same lines as the PGA Tour schedule. So we had our own Players Championship, our own Masters, etc. Well, towards the end of the calendar year, I wanted to do something different. I wanted to do something unique. And I wanted to do basically a vintage tournament. And I wanted guys to come out not wearing regular clothes. I wanted them to wear vintage attire.
Knickers.
I wanted them to show up in ties and bow ties and newsboy caps and knickers, and just do a fun tournament. And so this was just buzzing around in my head throughout the year that I wanted to do something fun. And I said, you know what? I need to do it towards the end when, no one has tournament commitments, things like that, because here was the caveat. Not only did you have to dress a certain way, you had to play old school irons, Persimmon Woods, old school irons, some old Hogans, some old Golden Bears, just the old blades, if you will. Go to Value Village, go to Goodwill, yank some of these things out, bring them back to life. This was going on in my nugget.
Right.
So I started doing a little research about how to put on the tournament and then yardages we should play from, things like that. So as I started to do research, I came across Hickory. And I'd seen wood shafted clubs, being played on Stroke of Genius, Bobby Jones, different things like that. Yeah. But I had never in person seen anyone, not one person, play wood shafted clubs. I'd never seen it. So I said, let me see if I can find some of these clubs. I started looking around. I found them. And I said, oh, I'm going to create these divisions now. A Hickory division, a kind of a Golden Bear division, and so on and so forth. So I wanted to make it as easy as possible for guys to get in and compete. So my love came from just trying to do something fun. I didn't want to see T-shirts and jeans and different things. I wanted guys to come in vintage attire and have a fun tournament that was different. That's it. That's where it came from. And then again, like starting to play 20 years ago, it hooked me. It just grabbed me through the research and different things, and just seeing the elegance of golf. It just made it all make sense to me. The game, I know traditionally some of those traditions are outdated. Some of them are quite ugly sometimes, but at its core, playing the game the right way, the integrity, how you show up as a person, it just made it all make sense to me. So that was in 2013, and that's how I just got it just got me. And not only in 2013, when I was doing my research, I learned about a gentleman named John Shippen. And John Shippen they say, is the first American-born golf professional. John Shippen played in the second ever U.S. Open, the second ever one. Just think about that. So first U.S. Open, 1895.
Yeah.
Second one's 1896. John Shippen, I believe he was a 16-year-old at the time. He just happens to be African American. He played in the second ever U.S. Open, 1896. So just think about that.
It's the first time I'm thinking about it because I've never heard about it.
Okay, so he played at Shinnecock Hills where the U.S. Open was, and a lot of the guys, they didn't want him to play because of who he was.
Right.
And they were going to cancel the tournament because he and Walter Bunn, a Native American, were entered in the tournament. And I believe John had to enter as a Native American just to be able to participate. So doing that research, I learned about that. I learned about that courage. And here goes this person. And it gives me goosebumps to think about it now, because the way when I saw it, as I'm reading it, it did something to me. And the more research I did is, I'll ask you a question. Favorite golf movie? Bill, what's your favorite golf movie?
I like Francis Ouimet story.
Greatest game you ever played, correct?
Yeah.
Big John, what's your favorite golf movie?
The Legend of Bagger Vance.
Okay. Great movies. Mine is The Greatest Game Ever Played. And I watched that thing over and over. If you don't tear up at the end, you're not human.
I agree.
Absolutely not human. So that year, that happened at Brookline, 1939 or 1913. That same year, Harry Vardon, Ted Ray, all those guys, they traveled here to Washington. They played at Tacoma Country Club, one of my favorite tracks. But in that field, 1913, John Shippen. He was there. He was a part of that whole history. Okay, so doing my research in 13, I learned a little bit more about Hickory. I learned about some of the people that were in the game. And I'm not saying it was by accident. It was by purpose to kind of understand it, come across it. And ever since 2013, I felt I need to share this. And that's where it all started for me, on the Hickory side.
He took us way out of from where I had no idea where it was going. We're going to have him back on. I know this is like the pre stuff for the show, but once we're like up in official, because we still haven't touched on all. We only have like a minute left, and we still haven't talked about all you. And there's so much more to you. And I didn't realize that. I figured out 20 minutes. We're going to get we just scratched the surface, which is a great thing. I think it's perfect. I think now people have some sort of a background. I want to learn more history about it. I really do, because I'm fascinated by this.
And listening to him talk, I don't know about you guys that's watching or listening to us right now, but it makes me want to play in a Hickory tournament just for the experience.
Yes. Well, he has and he may not notice because he's humble. He has an infectious personality. Whatever he does, even through social media, if the people follow him, we have his stuff online now. That follow him on Billy Bogey and Facebook and everything else. He's infectious. You know what I mean? His smile, when he smiles, he just lightens stuff up. And no, it's not like that. But he lightens things up. And that's what he just grabs you from the things that he does for kids, the things that he does for golf. He's just a genuine human being. So I can see, and when you hear him talk about it, as opposed to just seeing it, two different things. And we're going to have you back on. When we go live official, you're going back on. We got too much to cover.
I appreciate you guys. I really do. That's kind of you, man. I appreciate you, truly.
Before I let you go, do you actually still host Hickory tournaments?
I am doing one tournament a year. I was up to 6. So it got pretty heavy. I was doing about 6 a year. And again, I was about promoting it. It was just about sharing the game.
Right.
At the time, there were no tournaments. In 2013.
Because I'll tell you what, I don't know if you've seen pictures of Bill the Golffather Cuevas in knickers, but that dude looks sharp in knickers. I mean, I think we should come out there and do a live BiGGs Golf Talk show.
In knickers. Let's do it in knickers.
Why not? Hey, golf knickers are going to sponsor the show. Boom. Bring them out, wear them, and just enjoy it. And you can still wear your hat backwards, Bill.
Yay! Well, I do. I have golf knicker hats, and I wear them backwards.
Yeah.
So I do wear them backwards. It is.
It's okay. It's good. It's because cool people play golf. Not only do they play regular golf, cool people play Hickory Golf too. You have to put your own stamp on it.
See, now I have to I love it. Instead of left-handed Hickory sticks.
We have to. That's going to be our new mission. Left-handed Hickory sticks.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Billy Bogey, we're out of time here. Look at that.
Oh,
thank you so much for joining us here on BiGGs Golf Talk and BGT TV. And once we officially launch our TV show, we're gonna have to have you back, brother, because there's so much information and all that stuff. And
we haven't touched Bogey Chronicles yet. That could be a whole segment. So yeah, we're getting to have you back.
Love it. Love to. Thanks for the time. I appreciate you fellas so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Bill the Golffather Cuevas, well, all he has to do, and people could just follow, because like you said, his personality is infectious.
Oh, it is.
And
that's
amazing word, because every time I see a video by him on social media, oh, man, am I inspired, Bill.
Yeah. No, he's an inspirational kind of guy. And that's without even knowing him. He'll draw you in, but then when you start seeing what he's bringing to golf, he's going to snatch you and keep you, man. He's an amazing gentleman.
I agree. More BiGGs Golf Talk coming your way right after this. We'll be right back.